Hera endangers her child, people meet in a forest, and an old friend returns. The episode I've long awaited. Pop Tot, what did you think of this one?
Well, I actually agree with you 100%. This was something that I'd been waiting for. This episode had a lot of good pacing to it. I think really, as short as last episode was, they could have actually connected these two and made one larger episode. You had really good fight scenes in the Red Forest. Sabine taking on Shen, Ahsoka taking on Marok, who turned out to be some sort of weird Force ghost thing.
Yeah, like a Night Sister thing.
That's what I was thinking, because it kind of reminded me of the Night Sister stuff. But there was really good pacing. The fighting was excellent. We got to see Sabine, use her Mandalorian fighting techniques, which I was like, where is this? Where we need this. Overall, I love the episode.
I definitely agree with what you said before. I think this episode 3 and episode 4 should have just been one giant episode. Because this one is like super action heavy, and then the last one there wasn't a whole lot of anything. I think some people got confused with our criticism of the last episode that you and I just want people going pew pew, smack smack. It's like, no, I want plot progression. I want characters to go to places, to learn information. This kind of congealed with the last one in terms of that. The action was really good, though. I will say the lightsaber stuff was really well done. The battle between Ahsoka and Baylan Skoll really brought me back to kind of the simplistic kind of style of like A New Hope.
They actually did it right, and there's probably like some expert on lightsaber forms now. They were actually switching forms and kind of guessing like a chess game, not the Anakin Obi-Wan fighting on Mustafar kind of thing.
Right.
They were changing their form styles. They were just trying to outmaneuver each other rather than just hitting the lightsabers against each other.
I think this was the first episode too where I actually felt, there was a moment where Ahsoka and Sabine are going through the forest or whatever, and that's when they meet, where they encounter Shin and Marok, and I'm like, finally, like it felt like the characters were actually embodying the characters we already know. Right. And I felt like up to that point I really hadn't seen that. And then you got, the Sabine with her full Mando get up and all that. I was really impressed. Obviously, it's really cool watching how powerful Ahsoka is. The only problem with that was the whole thing with Marok was so freaking underwhelming.
Hey guys, I guess that's it.
And I kept saying, "Oh, Sabine's gonna lose. The Marok guy's gonna save her. It's gonna be whoever. It's gonna be Ezra or Star Killer." And it was, oh no. Oh, okay.
I don't want to play with you anymore.
It sucks every time, but Baylan is such a cool character. Like, I know he's kind of stoic and he's a little, one-dimensional bad guy or whatever you want to say.
Anakin spoke highly of you.
He just has such a cool presence about him. His beard, his hair, the way he talks.
One must destroy in order to create.
I don't think of him as much as a Sith as he is a Dark Jedi. He's just...
I think my only... Because I've seen a lot of people say that. I think my only thing against that was when he was talking philosophy, when he said it...
One must destroy in order to create.
True. But, him making this deal with Sabine...
Yeah.
I gave her my word. And unlike her former master, I shall keep mine.
That whole thing with him and Sabine was kind of my Peter Quill moment.
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't! Quill!
Like, I'm not really sure why Sabine did that. Sabine knew she was getting played.
It's the only way.
And it was just, she just went into it because she wanted Ezra to be alive when that's not really confirmed. And I'm like, that's a huge, and Ahsoka was adamant.
Destroy it!
And to the point where she, in Sabine's context died. We know she doesn't, obviously, because the show would be really short. And she still handed it over. I'm like,
An unmitigated disaster.
we obviously have to talk about the elephant in the room, which is the
Right. The ending.
that I honestly, there was rumors and stuff that Hayden had done voice acting for this. He had recorded a few lines, and when she was in the plane, the world between worlds, I was like, they're not going to show him. I was like, they're going to show animated kind of like the Clone Wars clips in the sky. And when he said, "Hello, Snips," if you've watched Clone Wars, you know how powerful that is. And they show him. It's probably, I need to watch it again. It's probably the most impressive use of de-aging I've seen, even beating out Indiana Jones. Like, it was really well done.
Ahsoka awakes in this plane, and I thought maybe she was going to see Ezra.
Ahsoka!
There he was, and I actually got a little emotional. Like, I got a little teary-eyed because he said Snips, and there he was, and
Hello, Snips.
Yeah, and the fact that even after everything, she still calls him not only Master, but she calls him Anakin too, which was very endearing.
Anakin.
I did have a question for you and the internet, and maybe people are going to think I'm super stupid.
Stick around.
You obviously grew up deep in Star Wars culture when it first came out, and, knee deep into it now. I am very confused about what people knew about Anakin and Darth Vader, because Baylan Skoll...
Few would live to see what he became. Surely that must leave a mark.
removes no doubt that Anakin was Darth Vader, that he knew that. And I'm like, I didn't think that was public knowledge.
The ability to destroy a planet is insignificant next to the power of the Force.
Don't try to frighten us with your sorcerer's ways, Lord Vader.
No, and in fact, in the extended universe, before Disney blew it up, even in the recent Darth Vader comics, it had always explained that there was only a handful of people that knew that Darth Vader was Anakin, including Tarkin, the Emperor, of course, and then there's just like a handful of people I won't rattle on here, but it was not not wildly known.
Is that why you walked away? Abandoned him?
You know, Leia didn't know that he was Anakin even in the movies. She only found out because of Luke.
He's my father.
Father.
Well,
and it wasn't common knowledge at all. So I was like, wait, how did he know about that?
My only guess is, because we don't know anything about Baylan's past,
that's true.
He's probably one of the first Inquisitors.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Overall, Fallen Jedi, what would you rate it?
Well, I'd give this an A. It really, like I said, the pacing was great. You got characters from point A to point B. There was some good fighting. The lightsaber duels was on par. Sabine was actually playing her character and not a failed Jedi student. Baylan was in it more, who kind of steals, Ray Stevenson steals every episode he's in.
It didn't need to come to this. But you know no other way.
You got the characters whisk off to go find Thrawn. Hera sitting in a ship that's not working. And there's all this stuff going on. And then you get the last scene with Ahsoka and Anakin. It was really a complete episode for me.
Yeah, it's, again, one of those things where I think in the context of streaming, it's where the binge model works better. Is this episode feels really good with the last episode, improves kind of the way I see it. It's just, again, the way they cut it up, it kind of sucks. But I really enjoyed the choreography for the battles, the music, the cinematography throughout was really well done. Like you said, Ray Stevenson is fantastic throughout. I'm assuming next episode we get to see Thrawn, so I don't know. I guess we'll see. But as usual, thank you guys so much for watching. Please comment down below. What did you guys think of this episode? Did you love it as much as we did? Let us know, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, Tots.